When we do have a quick release of new mini PCs every single year, I just wanted to check out this Beelink. Beelink is a company I have reviewed a couple of products of theirs, mainly the Android boxes. Think about the GT King. And the overall quality of the Beelink, I was always quite satisfied with it. But I just wanted to check out the GTR Serie Mini PC. This is the new generation of AMD Ryzen 7 based processors, and I must say the 7840HS was really appealing to me with its 1TB storage and 32GB of memory. Now we do have like a lot of different options, especially when you're looking at AliExpress, but Beelink is more of those premium brands that I've reviewed back in the day. Oh, hey, hello. I have reviewed a couple of these mini PCs from AliExpress, but I've noticed there are quite a lot of differences when it comes to unboxing experience. The downside I did find, I got myself the AMD Ryzen 7 model and I wish I got the 9, simply because I just wanted to see how far we can push it and what can we actually play with this when it comes to older and newer generation of games. So we're going to have a very nice instruction manual, explain you how to connect everything if you have no idea what you can do with this. We will find all of the necessary stuff, including of course mini PC, and then of course at the bottom part we're going to get ourselves the HDMI cable and bracket to get yourself the mini PC in the back of your monitor, for example. And okay, this is a very tiny HDMI cable, and then the power supply itself. And I can tell you the way how you need to connect it is a very interesting but also very cool way. It's going to be your typical 19-volt power supply, 6.32 amps. In other words, it's a quite beefy one. Okay, we're also going to get some extra screws if you need to assemble the brackets, or everything that we're going to need if you want to do this is going to be implemented in the package itself. My first impression is that the mini PC has a very nice weight to it, but also a very nice quality feel. But also going to do a quick overview of everything when it comes to the specification, but let's wrap it and let's see how to unwrap this thing. Can I just slide it out, or do I need to? No, I need to rip and tear every piece of plastic, of course. When you're looking at the bottom part, here we have like a piece of rubber you need to remove because you need to assemble the power supply with a magnetic connection, and that's very cool. I personally never seen that before. Another cool thing is the magnetic is so strong that we cannot really easily remove it, so that's a very good thing. But the aesthetics of the mini PC, I really dig it and I really love it. They have different kind of colors, so take that in consideration. I personally went for the GTR, the green metallic look. But let's talk about all of the things they can do with it and what can we actually play. But let's take a close look what we can do with it. At the top we're going to get ourselves the fingerprint. At the front we're going to get ourselves the CMOS clear button, USB, on and off switch, even type C. The unfortunate thing is that you're only having one single USB port at the front. So I'm going to need to use a USB hub. Of course we have enough connections at the back, 4 of them. 2 normal 2.0 and 2 3.0. Then having of course the DC in, HDMI out and then digital port out, and 2 LAN functions RJ45. So we have different options, even a headphone jack. But the thing is, we have all kinds of different ways, and if you want to get in a BIOS, they put a very big label at the bottom. That's convenient. So overall, I already mentioned this is the AMD Ryzen 7000 series. It comes with the 7 and not the 9. The processor we're getting is the 7840HS. Comes with the graphics AMD Radeon 780M. Operating system will be Windows 11. Storage capacity 1TB. For gaming is not a lot. Then having 32GB dual channel memory. Communication Wi-Fi 6. And we have even the option to add ourselves a dual M2 PC Express 4.0. So that's pretty damn awesome. Okay, so let's boot it up and let's see what we're actually going to get. When it comes to the gaming, that is what I wanted to focus on. What kind of games can we actually play on a machine like this? It's maybe not the most powerful one, but let's see how cool it is. And it's even actually pretty fine for gaming, because that is in my opinion very important. So when booting up, the first thing that we need to do is set up Windows 11 Nightmare, like always, of course. Yep, we need to choose the language and make ourselves like dig through the freaking menu, and of course connect with the internet if possible. Nevertheless, there is full tutorials out there, but let's get this mumbo jumbo on the road and let's see what we're actually going to get when it comes to the overall performance. Installing Windows 11, I don't know man, I still need to get used to Windows 11 as making this video. I'm just a big fan of the Windows 10 by the way. First game I wanted to check out is Cyberpunk, a very demanding game. Now I've noticed it has been optimized quite well, and on a mini PC it's even a freaking miracle that we can get it running for 60 FPS. I did need to lower every single graphics to low, so that is something you need to take consideration, but it still looks pretty damn great on this.
Cybernetic guard
Go
comes
to
to
the
the
people,
barge.
Santo.
Dirt 5 was absolutely a cool game to try out on this. I needed to force it all the way to 1080p. Just wanted to see what happens if you're going to use 1080p and just check out if you're going to force it to low medium settings. I've been tweaking quite a long time with it, but I've noticed you need to put everything on low to get the best results. Noticing is like we can have like a very cool stable frame rate. I did manage to get a little bit of an, let's say 50-ish if I'm in like medium graphics, so you need to play around with it, but it's actually pretty damn cool. It still looks amazing, and I find it very fascinating to see that the game runs pretty damn nice on this Beelink GTR. Another game I really wanted to try out is God of War. And I must say that when it comes to God of War, we do have the option to use the FSR function just to check it out. How can we able to get at least a very nice graphics and still try to maintain a 60 FPS on here. And I can tell you I was quite surprised to see that. And what I understand of this, that we're having a lower resolution and we're going to be having upscaling with the special AMD technology, and the results can be quite fascinating. Where we can actually play AAA games on a mini PC is just amazing. Of course, we have some limitations. For me, I'm just going to mainly play indie games on a Beelink GTR. But also those games can be quite, let's say, surprisingly difficult to run. Of course, the game you're seeing here, Hunt Down, is not a very demanding game and can be played on old mini PCs. But mainly when you're looking at most of these games, think about the new generation. Hades is one of those that are surprisingly quite difficult to play on a cheap device. And there we do need a little bit of more power than with your typical indie game.
I can't. Heads up.
So I wanted to try out some older games. Saints Row 4. We're going to put them on full HD, everything ultra. We're going to maximize it out just to see how it is. And to my surprise, it's playable, but you can see when you're looking at the frames per second that it still sometimes struggles a little bit.
So close.
We're going to look into fighting games. Tekken 7 is one of the games I really like to check out. And you notice that everything has been set to full HD and freaking high. And the game runs pretty damn great.
Fight.
So as making this video, Street Fighter 6 has just been released and it would be a great benchmark. So let's check it out. And I've noticed when playing this game, we did get not a great frames per second, particularly when you're going to play it on full HD and every setting to low. But everything on low on 720p resolution, there we did have a big performance boost.
Let us begin. Let me have some fun. Round one. Fight.
Quickly, I just want to discuss the emulation part. With a device like this, we don't have any, let's say, big limitations we had with cheaper devices. Loading times with Castlevania on PlayStation 3 were very significant, faster than my cheap mini PCs I've reviewed. So there was such a big improvement when it comes to the overall performance, when it comes to emulation. Here a quick overview of a couple of games. Think about PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, but also PlayStation 3.
I must return fire! Kill him! Move away! He's lying!
When you're looking at the Beelink, one of the things I find really appealing is just the way how it actually built. Swapping parts is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. First of all, you need to remove the 4 screws and you can just pull out this metal piece. Remove 3 Parkers for removing the plastic plate that holds the cooling element for the NVMe's and the tiny fan. Be very gentle, but that's it. That's the only thing that we're going to find in the inside. The way everything is constructed, including the cooling for the NVMe's, is absolutely great. Everything is in place for the second one that I want to implement later on. A dual channel memory, so if you need to swap it out, you can just do that fairly easy. And the same goes for the storage capacity. If the mainboard battery dies off, you can fairly easy swap it out, and it also includes for the Wi-Fi unit. Everything has been, let's say, assembled in a certain way that we can do maintenance fairly easy. That I've seen before, that was quite difficult with some of the mini PCs. But okay, what do you think of it? And overall, I think it's a very decent product. Also, when it comes to the overall quality, but the speed. Of course, if you want to play AAA games, yeah, it's going to be quite difficult on a mini PC. But when you're looking at the capabilities of the different range of games you can play in combination with emulation, it's not bad at all. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.